Good morning, students. How are you? You all okay? Your family okay? Everything is okay. So you take care of yourself and your family and your society. Keep inside you in the home and also help the poor peoples. Students, don't think why I am telling this, because as we know nowadays, since 1 or 2 days, there is so much rapid spread of corona occur in Bhiwadi and its nearby areas. So students, we have to be careful, not only to ourselves but also to the others who are our relatives and our well wishers. So let's start our chapter, that is chapter 1 of class 12, reproduction in organisms. In my last class, I have told you about the asexual type of reproduction, how different organisms use asexual mode of reproduction, what are their different parts, or how they form gametes, asexual gametes for reproduction. Today we will study about sexual reproduction in organisms. So for sexual reproduction, as you know that two different types of gametes are formed. One is male gamete and another is female gamete. So male and female gamete are male gamete and female gamete are fused to form zygote. So, before the formation of zygote, the organism who produce the gamete have to be mature physically. That is called physical maturation. It means before one produce the gamete which will take part in the process of reproduction, it has to produce gametes. So, before the gamete formation, the phase is called the maturation phase. The phase is called maturation. Or we can say that maturation phase means the physical maturation of the body. The physical maturation of the body. Physical maturation of the body before produce gametes. Okay, students? So, the physical maturation in both plants and animals, as we are studying about organisms. So, here we will study both about the reproduction in plants as well as animals. So, the physical maturation in animals is called juvenile phase. Physical maturation in animals. Is called juvenile phase, whereas in plants, physical maturation in plants is called vegetative phase. So after entering in this phase, the organisms are able to produce gamete which will participate in the sexual reproduction. Is that clear, student? So, some organisms reproduce many times in their life. Some organisms reproduce once in their life. Some organisms produce a small number of gametes. Some organisms produce a large number of gametes. So, let's understand it through different examples. Suppose, for example, if I told you about the species of bamboo. It reproduces only once in its life. Means within or after 50 to 100 years, or within 50 to 100 years, the bamboo species or bamboo tree reproduce, and during its reproduction it produce more flowers and fruits, and after it will die. So means this species reproduce only once in its life, and this is, you know that this is come under grass family, and it is the most rapid growing grass in the world, but it reproduces only once in its life. So we can say between 50 to 100 years, the reproduction time period is 50 to 100 years. So before reproduction, it must have to mature its body, that is called vegetative phase. Let's take another example, that is Nil Karonji, which is biologically called as Strobilanthus Kunthiana. The biological name of Nilkaronji. This will come in your 1 mark question. What is the biological name of Nilkaronji? The biological name of Nilkaronji is Strobilanthes kunthiana. It has a unique flowering phenomenon feature. Unique flowering phenomenon feature. So what is that flowering phenomenon feature? It reproduces after every 12 years. Means it reproduces after every 12 years. Remember students, 12 years. It reproduces 12 years after every 12 years. And this species is found mostly in the Western Ghats and the hilly areas of Tamil Nadu, Kerala and Karnataka. On the months of September and October, and at that time period it produces large number of flowers which is purple color. For enjoying the joy of these flowers, many pilgrims or tourists come to those places to see the flowers of Nilkaronji. Clear students? So this reproduce after every 12 years. Bamboo reproduce only once in its life. You have seen some plants around you that they reproduce every year. How do you know that they reproduce every year? Because they produce fruits and flowers every year in a particular season. Suppose for example now you are getting mangoes. Every year you are getting mangoes. So it proves that a mango tree reproduce every year. But before it reproduce, it have to complete its vegetative phase. Means when you are put a seed of mango on soil, it rapidly does not grow as a new mango plant and produce fruits. First it have to be mature. If we take our case, in case of human beings also, before we reproduction we also physically mature. That phase is called juvenile phase, due to which we also able to produce gametes which will further take part in reproduction by forming these gametes. So here I have told you about the species of bamboo and Strobilanthes kunthiana which are reproduced in their life in different time intervals. Again let's understand the juvenile phase. As here I have told you, the juvenile phase is shown by animals. So here we can see the animals are again divided into two types regarding to their physical maturation. One type of organism show oestrus cycle, and one type of organism shows menstrual cycle. The non-primates show oestrus cycle. Non-primates means other than human beings, monkeys and chimpanzees. You can say dog, cat, rat, etc. Dog, cat, cow, elephant, etc. These are called non-primates. Non-primates show oestrus cycle, means the sign of physical maturation, means the gamete is formed. How will you able to know if they show oestrus cycle? And oestrus cycle is shown by the non-primates. Menstrual cycle is shown by the primates. Primates means human beings, monkeys, chimpanzee, etc. Clear students? That's why the species or the organisms or the animals which shows oestrus cycle, they are called as seasonal breeders. Seasonal breeders means they only reproduce only in a particular season. But those who show menstrual cycle are called as continuous breeders. Continuous breeders means these species or these animals can reproduce only in a particular season. Like in winter, dogs and cats reproduce, means that is their breeding season. Means at that time period they show oestrus cycle. But menstrual cycle is shown by human beings, monkey, chimpanzee, as I have told you, human being, monkey, chimpanzee. So they are called continuous breeders, means they can reproduce every time, anytime. Clear? But here is one exception. Those organisms, although they are primates, remember students, the organisms, although they are primates, but still some of them do not show menstrual cycle if they are living in a wild habitat. Suppose for example, here I have told you monkey is a primate, but as monkey live in jungles, in wild habitats, so it do not show menstrual cycle. Is that clear? All primates show menstrual cycle except those who live in wild habitats like monkeys, apes and chimpanzees. Here the oyster cycle is shown by seasonal breeders, means they will breed or reproduce in a particular season, whereas continuous breeders means we human beings are continuous breeder and we can sow or we can do reproduction every time. Again here one thing you have to remember, during oyster cycle there is a sex urge in animals. Oyster cycle sex urge means urgency of sex, but during menstrual cycle there is no sex urge, no sex urge. Clear students? If the question come differentiate between oyster cycle and menstrual cycle, then you can write in sequence. Oyster cycle is shown by non-primates, menstrual cycle is shown by primates. Example of non-primates are dog, cat, cow, elephant, etc. Example of primates are monkey, ape, chimpanzee, human beings, etc. The species who shows oyster cycle are called seasonal breeders. The species who shows menstrual cycle are called continuous breeders. Sex urge occurs during oyster cycle but no sex urge occurs during menstrual cycle. So these are the differences between menstrual cycle and oyster cycle. I think you understand in detail, students. Next move to another topic, that is events of sexual reproduction. Do you understand this topic? If you not understand, then you can ask the questions if you have any query in my personal number. So students, next is events of sexual reproduction. So which events are takes place during sexual reproduction? The events of sexual reproduction. As we know, the sexual reproduction is completed through 3 steps. Clear? One is pre-fertilization event, another is fertilization event, and the third one is post-fertilization event. Whether it is plant or animal, in both these 3 events are occur during sexual reproduction. So in pre-fertilization event, again 2 events are occur. One is gamete formation, and second is gamete transfer. Next fertilization event, formation of zygote, and the post fertilization event, what happened here? Embryogenesis occurs, or fruit formation in case of plants. So students, we will study about these events in detail in our next class.